Apex Legends is about to look and play a whole lot different. There's some massive changes coming in Season 16, and EA recently invited me to a preview event where I got to play the new stuff, capture, record, and that's what we'll be taking a look at today, and a big thanks to EA for sponsoring this one. Now, the keen-eyed viewers amongst us who are watching this now, I'm talking about you, David, may have noticed that what you're seeing here is in fact Team Deathmatch. Yes, they're doing it. I know Apex have created some non-BR game modes in the past, for example, Control and Arenas, but this is fully fledged 6v6 TDM, and it's going to be a permanent game mode, which I think is awesome. The rules are pretty straightforward. It's best of 3 rounds, and every round is the first team to get to 30. And they've got loadouts in it too, so whilst you can't pick and choose exactly what you want to come in with, when the new round starts, you can choose from a selection of loadouts, if that makes sense. And of course, you can pick whichever legend that you want to, and you can use their abilities. So TDM is going to be a great place for players to practice their aim, practice their abilities, their fighting. Of course, you get some heals, you get the blue shield. Crates are dropped into where you can get different, more powerful weapons. I even saw some purple armor in a crate once too. So you can take the learnings from TDM, things that you practice here, getting used to trying new legends, whatever it might be, and then you can apply all that to Battle Royale if you want to. But of course, it's a much more casual and accessible game mode for Apex. Not really any consequence to dying because you respawn. Yeah, you probably still want to try and win the whole match by getting those 2 rounds, but apart from that, it's chill, jump in, jump out. That's kind of the whole point. I should mention that there's 3 maps for TDM when it launches to Party Crasher, Skulltown, and Habitat 4. We've also got a new weapon in this season called the Nemesis, and it is ridiculous. You're going to see it in this gameplay video at certain points. It's a burst rifle, 4-round bursts, and it's said to be competition for the 301 in the flatline, and it's got an auto trigger on it, and that means that you can hold down fire and it will keep firing. But the longer you hold down fire, the delay between each burst is reduced, so it just gets faster and faster, and you get a smoother burst fire experience. And it also lasts for a bit of time too, which means that you can reload through it, maintain it, reposition, and still get in a fight where that weapon is ramped up. So it's kind of like a long-term commitment in the combat scenarios that you find yourself in. And if you want to know, it is an energy weapon in Apex with a full suite of attachments. It does a lot of damage from my experience, and I think that this weapon will be a popular choice when it releases in the new season. So what about these big meta changes that I mentioned? Well, every legend in the game has been touched and changed. Many buffs, many nerfs. So the biggest part of this, I suppose, is that Respawn are redefining what the classes mean in the game. So Apex has always had classes, but I think it's fair to say that as new legends have been introduced and things have been changed, that system really didn't mean much anymore. So there's going to be 5 new classes in the game, and there'll be Assault, Skirmishers, Recon, Controllers, and Support. And each of these classes will have a unique ability that they can use in the game. Why are they doing this? Well, the devs said that the current system, really, they wanted to change it for a while because it just didn't seem to have meaning anymore. And the goals in the new system are that they want classes to reflect common playstyles within the game. And then people can pick a legend or pick a class and go, okay, this is the one for me. They also want this to encourage team composition, decision making, and synergy between a team. So what does your legend, if it's a specific class, bring to the team overall? So what are these perks then? Well, for the Assault class, they can now open a hidden shelf of a new weapon supply bin found around the map. There's going to be more weapons in these and also more attachments, and they'll also have an extra stack of ammo per inventory slot. So see Assault class legends as more of a mobile armory. The Skirmishers class, they're going to be able to spot incoming care packages at a distance so they can see the highest value items inside of them. For example, if there's a care package coming down and it's got a Kraber in it, that Skirmisher will know that and be able to ping it for the team. You can also keep tabs on that item too, and you'll be able to tell if it's been taken. So perhaps then you can make the decision to try and hunt down whoever's got it. Recon classes, well, they will no longer have access to ring data. That's the thing that shows you where the ring's going to be. But they will be able to scan modded survey beacons to reveal enemy locations. Kind of looks like a UAV. But nearby enemies will know this too, and they can see the location of where the scan happened. So it's a risk-reward mechanic there. The Controllers class, they will be able to interact with the ring console, which will reveal the next ring location. And finally, the support class, they'll have access to the hidden shelf in the blue extended bins, you know, the one that Lifeline could access before. And that will now have high value healing and survival items. And the coolest, biggest game changing thing about this class, in my opinion, is that they can craft fallen ally banners at crafting stations. Those are the things that you can respawn people with, even ones that have expired. So I feel like most team composition, especially at high-end play, will have a support hero because that's a pretty big deal. There is a plethora of changes to a lot of the legends too. I haven't really kept up to speed with Apex, but apparently it's had a pretty dominant scan meta in the game recently, specifically with the legends Seer and Bloodhound. And those characters are getting a big nerf with this update, aimed at reducing the frequency of scans. Wraith and Pathfinder have both been buffed. So Wraith places the portal 2 times as far as she did before and speeds up faster. Pathfinder's range and rider speed on the zipline has also been increased significantly. Horizon's taken a big nerf. Mirage has been buffed, meaning that after reviving, him and his ally will be cloaked for 3 seconds afterwards, but they're unarmed. However, if you draw a weapon, then that will reveal you, and the goal is that you can reset easier. And also, when one of your clones is shot with Mirage, it will actually track the enemy that shot it with an icon for a short time. Lifeline's also had a buff too with the revives, and they've increased the drop speed and range for the care package. There's a ton of other changes too. I'm not going to go into it. I'm sure there'll be some insane patch notes that Respawn release, but the whole point of this is that they looked at sentiment in the community, they looked at data, trends, they took it seriously, and they said that they've analyzed and investigated all of these issues like pick rate, win rate, etc. And based on all that information, they've adjusted the game accordingly, and they think that it's in a much better place now. Outside of that stuff, there is a massive change list for weapons. Again, too much to go through in one video, but I think the essentials are that assault rifles have been nerfed in hip fire. Shotguns have been buffed a bit, especially at really close ranges. The next thing we're looking at is quite interesting because this is a new onboarding system for brand new players, and there's some things here that Apex hasn't really done before. So imagine you're a new player coming into Apex and it's in its 4th year. Previously, you might have just tried it and just been absolutely rinsed, destroyed, you give it up. But there's a new onboarding system now where if you're a brand new player, you'll have to complete orientation matches first. And this means that your first few matches will be mostly full of bots, with up to only 4 squads of other new players. So the point of this is to take the pressure off and let new players get their bearings, go through a few full loops of Battle Royale with less pressure to compete. Friends can help you in these orientation matches too. The bots will never be your teammates, and this is all played on Kings Canyon. And once a new player comes first in one of these orientation matches or places in the top 5 a few times or earns enough reputation, they're then graduated out of that orientation match pool and thrown into the vast population of regular players where the MMR systems kick in. They're also expanding the firing range, which can help with this. So there's a lot more control here now. You can tell the dummies what to do in a certain respect. You can say if you want them to strafe left and right. You can control the move speed. You can control if they're crouching, their shield level. You'll get stats and hit indicators too, and options for unlimited ammo. So this can be a true sandbox firing range experience now. There's also going to be 10 challenges, again designed for newer players, but anyone can do them, all geared around Apex specific mechanics, and if you complete them, you'll earn an Apex 101 badge for your collection. As for ranked play, first time it's going to move to a map rotation, which means that every 24 hours there'll be a new map for ranked, and those will be Broken Moon, Storm Point, and World's Edge. And that's it. Trust me, there's a load of other stuff in here too, but I didn't want this video to go on too long. Just the footnotes really. But there it is. As a whole, it's quite a significant change to the game. TDM, I'm going to be jumping into that a bit more. It reminds me a lot of Titanfall, so I've got a bit of a soft spot for that one. I'll be playing that a lot, I think. But do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How you feeling about this one? Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like below if you enjoyed the video. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.